Today's topic is, are the Kenyan books on my bookshelves? Huh? What the hype? Can you tell I'm from Kenya? Hi, I'm Michelle. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on so that you can know when I upload videos. I upload videos on Tuesdays and on Saturdays at 11 a.m. East African time. So I hope we will get to know each other, talk about books, talk about life, talk about crafts in my upcoming videos. That being said, book number 1, COVID-19 Stories, Tests and Testimonies by Readathon. Is this book? What the hype? It's tiny, but the book packs a punch. Trust me, this book broke my heart. And then again, it was hopeful. The book follows stories of ordinary Kenyans, 19 ordinary Kenyans. Do you see what the author did there? Did you see? Tests and testimonies. I love this author. He's one of my favorite Kenyan poets. Readathon did this book unapologetically. He did it without prejudice, because these are stories from vast number of people, from the businessman, the child, the cleaner, the colleague, the housemaid, even the sex worker, without any judgment. And I love the fact that it was raw, it was real, it was honest. There was a guard over here who was guarding one of those centers that people used to be quarantined in, and he told openly and honestly how he accepted bribes and let people go, how he used to see orgies on those places. I love when people are raw, people are real, because that's the only way we can connect it to each other. I gave this book 5 stars. It was released last year in August during the second Kenyan Readathon, and it was worth the freaking hype. It's going for, I think, 700 Kenya shillings. When I bought it, it was 500. It was that new release price. So you can get the book through Readathon at Readathon KE on Instagram. It is worth it. I swear it is worth it. The second book is Things I Will Tell My Daughter by Joan Tatia. I love how raw and candid Joan Tatia is. She's not one to dilly-dally with words. She will put it out there. The way you take it, it's your own problem. You might think that common sense is common, but when she lays out facts on this book, in this book, around this book, you realize that common sense is not common. And the information or the content on this book are things that I myself will tell my daughter, or the things I would have loved for my mom to tell my daughter. She talks about life, she talks about love, she talks about men, she talks about money, she talks about womanhood and feminism. I love something that she talked about in the book. It was in regards to people who change their body. It's their bodies, they can do whatever they want. Beauty is a different thing to different people. So the fact that they go and bleach themselves, they go and add extra hum doesn't make you better than them. It's the choice, it's the body, they can do whatever they want with it. Please, I stand to be corrected if I got the wrong thing from this book. It was like a love letter to the ladies that take charge of the power. Your vagina is not your power. You're much more than the no, you're much more. I loved it. This was the first book I ever read. Yes, this is the first book I ever rated. This is the first book I ever read from Joan Tatia. I would love to read books from her. I never knew I would read non-fiction. How is it? It's not exactly how to book, but it ranges there. And is it worth the hype? To me, it's a yes. I gave it 4 stars. It was informative. It was entertaining. I laughed. And it was educative. So, yes. To me, it is worth the freaking hype. The third book. Money. Woo! Money! I love it when Kenyans talk about things that affects the common mananchi. That aside, I apologize for the background noise for the planes. I live near an airport. For the hens who feel like it's time to scream, I understand why they're screaming because life is hard. So I apologize. In the future, we'll invest in a noise reducing mic, but for now, just please bear with me. As I was saying, I love when Kenyans talk about their financial journey because most likely because in the same settings, what might have applied to them also would apply to me. Not always 100%, but most likely. And I also love when they give examples of people who have tried something, not necessarily for me to copy them, but for me to be inspired to start something or do something that I've always wanted to do that will have financial impact on me. And the book I'm about to talk about, I know you have seen it here before, is Making Sense by Washekendwati. She's the person who had me consciously think about wealth and wealth creation. I started reading about finance and wealth creation through her blog, Syntonomy. Yes, this time I got it correct, yeah. Syntonomy. It is a site that is full of free, rich, financial information. No one will teach you this. Schools don't teach this. Even when you go to business school, they just teach theories, some which are not applicable to us. So I find that the blog is more richer, but given that the information even dates 10 years back, you will have a lot of content to devour. You can start with this. It is still impactful. It still packs a punch. It has life successes and practical use of the thing that she teaches. It has exercises for you as the reader of this book, for you to plan what next. What do you believe in? Like, for example, here she asked, what are some of your earliest memories of money? What did these money memories teach you? She not only teaches you ways of like creating wealth, they go in deeper because money starts with the mindset. So this example that I given, you're going down back to your beliefs because these are things that you picked up while you're growing up. Maybe, for example, you're growing up in an environment where people say making money is hard, only rich people have money, money is evil. Those are some of the beliefs that really put people in a poverty mindset. Thus, they are not making money as they should according to their freaking potential. Your potential is unlimited, Omera. It's unlimited. So I really enjoyed this book. I want to read it in November, non-fiction November. Also, this was part of my 22 books that I intended to read in 2022. So this time around, I'm gonna take it serious because the first time I didn't even finish the exercises. Surely. And I know in life, such books, such knowledge, you only see if they work through practicality, through practice. You see? So is this book worth the hype? It's 1,200 Kenya shillings. Yes, it was worth my money. It was worth my freaking money. The third book, I know. I'm a fan. It's the V for Visa series. Who doesn't love some sweet sausage things, steamy scenes, sweet banter? Who doesn't love that? Who? Maybe I don't know if a romantic people, because these are people not really influenced by the romantic feelings. Maybe they're an exception to the rule, but I stand to be corrected. I have here the third book. R is for Rain. This series is amazing. I love the fact that for once we have a book that I relate to. Maybe there are others I'm not aware of. That's not tough love. That's not about beatings. Okay, it depends because they're terrorists in here, so they need to be beat. But two people, different races, different backgrounds, different view of lives, come together, connect in love and desire and attraction. I could sip the chemistry through the pages of this book. I am a fan. I am waiting for book 4. Please, Mona, I'm your biggest fan. If you're watching this, I'm your biggest fan. I'm waiting for book 4. I saw that you moved the publication date. Please, please, baby. I am waiting for this book. Is this book what they hype? Yes, the book follows Rain. Very, I would say, naive. I think that is a thing that I connected with this character. Not naive that when it comes to love. Book 1, before visa, went to the British Embassy to look for a visa so that she can join her fiancé in the UK, but she was denied, and she did spark chemistry with one of those British Omeras. I love the fact that the book is set in Kenya, it is set in Nairobi, it is set in Kisumu. Our fictional, I think that is Athi River, I swear. That is Athi River, but it's in an arid area. I love the fact that this Jatelo, this white Caucasian sexy man called Darian, speaks Dolo. It feels like home. It feels like home. It feels like home. I love this book. Is it worth the hype? Oh God, yes. Moving on. Drug Paradise by K. Kimoyo. Honestly, I can't remember much about this book. I know it was thrilling. I know it dealt with drugs. Yes. But it was fast-paced. I enjoyed most of the book. Did it have a bit of plot holes? I would say yes. Did I feel that the ending was rushed? Yes. Do I feel that they could have done better with this book? Yes. But did I enjoy it overall? Yes. Is this cover pretty? Yes. So, is it worth the hype from my point of view? Yes. You can roast me all you want. That is my taste, that is my opinion. The thing about books is that they're personal and then they're also impersonal. What I might like, you might not like. I have an acquired taste. I have a weird taste. I love my books. Is it worth the hype? To me, it is. Can I revise a book and shemsha things in the book? Yes. Did I feel pain that I bought the book? No. That means it was worth the hype. The other book is Once There Was a Star by Meshach Yobi. This book is beautiful. The content is magnificent, well researched, heavy. Until this day, I usually talk to the author, I'm saying, did you have to give that ending? Did you? And with that ending, he can write another book, But even that, he took time to write this book. Even at some point, we had him during our Sip and Tell session. Sip and Tell is a session that I and 2 other friends, Frankie and Jules, started sometime last year. We host authors, local, also international. We talk about their reading journey. We talk about the books. It's been such a pleasure. It's been humbling. It's been educative. And we did have him. He talked about how at some point he almost gave up on the book. But I'm so happy and grateful that he didn't give up. It's such an awesome story on Somalia. I learned so freaking much. And comparing their history to ours, it's an historical fiction. I see the similarities that most African countries had because of colonization, imperialism. It was such a rich experience, and I'm so freaking grateful that I read this. Would I have otherwise picked the book? I don't think so, because am I a historical fiction? Historical romance? Yes. Historical fiction, not so much. But given that we are given this opportunity to read the book, I'm so grateful that I got it. Meshach Yobi, you did a magnificent job on this book. Is it worth the freaking hype? Yes! That being said, most of these books that I'm showing to you, you can find them on Nuria. When you go to their website this year, and you use discount code Empress Express, you will get 7% off the purchase. You can use that code a limited number of times. The bookshop owners, the staff, they're just amazing. This is a bookshop that has been open and willing to allow Kenyan authors to stock their book and make it available to the masses. I swear, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know that there's so many Kenyan writers out there writing books, amazing books. God bless them. God bless them. God bless Nuria. That being said, the other book is The Havoc of Choice. I know some people are freaking cringing about this book, but I personally loved it. It's based on true story. After the election in 2007, a bit of clashes between communities in Kenya. Luo against Kikuyu, Kikuyu against Kalenjin. It was just chaos, and I did experience some part of it. Not the direct violence, but I could see around. I used to live near the CBD, and behind where I lived, there was this, shanty place, and it was hard. And the fact that I knew people who either they themselves or their friends or their relatives experienced the violence, it was quite emotional when I read this book. It was insightful. It actually showed some of the political issues and the things that happen behind the political scene. I enjoyed it. I wanted to reread it. I read it 2 years ago. First Readathon edition. I enjoyed it. I want to read it and see if I see what other people saw that I didn't see. Because at the time I was reading the book emotionally. Yes. But I still love it. I will still recommend it. I don't freaking care if you don't love it or don't love the book. I love it. I love it. Is it worth the hype to me? Oh yes. Is the quality beautiful? This is the UK edition. Our edition is yellow, pretty. I don't know if you can see it over here. Yeah. Is it worth the hype? To me it is, because this is somebody who stood up. I feel like Kenyans, we really brushed off this event that happened. This is not something that you will find in the school curriculum, like maybe 5-10 years to come. It will be something that will pass. Chances are our children will never know about this. But the fact that she wrote this book started conversations about our political system, about how apathetic Kenyans are, and given the past election, I can see why it was impactful to me. So the fact that she wrote about something that many people brushed off and it started so many conversations, I just find that profound. But again, I might be biased because I'm her fan. I'm her fan. She's doing magnificent things, not only on the books, but on our libraries. So yeah, we shall reread it and we shall recap this conversation. The next book, we're getting into poetry. I love poetry. I write poetry. I do not perform poetry. I suck. I suck with capital S. This year, I wanted to read more from Kenya and all over the world because I don't want to restrict myself. I want to live international. So I want to read poetry from Kenya and all over the world. And I think so far I've read like 6-7 books. That is profound because in the past, did I read much? Maybe from blogs, Instagram posts, Twitter. Yeah. So this section is for the poetry. This is the power of words. This is an anthology of poems. The beauty about anthology of poems is that not two poets will write a poem the same way. Not two people will see love the same way. Not two people will come with the same themes. So we will get quite a number of themes. We get a number of styles. We get a number of, creation of imagery in our mind. Is there a word for that? So this one talked about love, it talked about loss, it talked about leadership, and I swear Kenyan poets, that is something I can stand and say very proudly and confidently that our poets are freaking talented. From the rhymes, from the rhythms, from the personification, from how they deliver the message, as in it was just a beautiful experience. I was reading it, I was like, wow. And the thing I love most about this book, it was a gift from a fellow poet. Thank you, Ivy, wherever you are. It's such a blessing. I love this book. I love this book. I love this book. Was it worth the hype? Yes, but I don't see much of it because it was published like in 2015. It was beautiful, Sometimes you read a poem, because poetry can be impersonal and it can be personal. What I might like about poetry, a poem, what I might like about a certain poem might not be the same thing that another person likes. But I love this. I love this. The next book is When We Speak by Rafinki. I think this book is phenomenal. The fact that Rafinki is a conglomerate of students from KU who wanted to publish a book through the school, but the school said no. They were so determined that they came up together, the poets, the writers, and together as one published this book. I love their story. It's just beautiful. It's inspiring. I know publishing in Kenya is tough, but they did it. They did it. Kids in school who do not have like a steady income, if they have income, and they did it. And again, it's an anthology. It has quite a number of people. It talks about love, it talks about COVID-19, it talks about betrayal, it talks about loss, it talks about the effect on colonialism, it talks about education. Every poet in this book had something phenomenal to bring to the table. I was learning so much from these amazing young poets. Same as the power of words. It was just mind-blowing. Is it worth the hype? Oh, freaking yes! The next book is Many Fragile Things by Victoria Gujiri. Felt like she was writing things that I wanted to say, but I couldn't say. She was expressing things I have felt, things that I've experienced. Ooh, I loved this book. And when it was published, and she was like, I want to send you a finished copy, because it really helped me the little that she could on the march. I was like, freaking yes, I read the book. I loved it. And then I love the illustrations. Oh my god. I love when poetry has a bit of illustrations. It's magnificent. I think the illustrations were done by her brother, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I think yes. And the quality is quite beautiful. It was done by Mint Press Limited. It is just ooh la la. Is it worth the hype? Ooh la la. Yes. Ooh la la. And I love when poetry is not too complex. There are those poems or those poets who like their poetry having a meaning within a meaning, having a meaning within the lines, the rhymes. Hers were easy to digest. Yeah, some are complex, but I was there for that, to decipher, to detangle, and I enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed it. For me, poetry is like, will it evoke emotions in me? Will it make me want to write? Do I feel like this person is voicing things that I myself might have wanted to say, but I couldn't? Are they speaking for me? And if they tick that, I'm like, oh yes, I love you. She is quite good, by the way. Also, the poem, when you see the poems that she posts on Instagram, I'm like, why did I not think about framing my poem like that? I love people who challenge my writing. It's been a while since I wrote a poem. It's been a while. I'm rusty. And I think I'm lazy. Shame on you, Michelle Sarah Meno. How will you publish a book if you do not, because writing is a practice. Everything, habit, practice. You have to practice. Read, practice, read. Even writers, it's a superpower. Respect you all writers out there. You are just awesome. The next book is The Cages We'll Build by Kendi Karemi. Do I love this book? Yes. Is the woman phenomenal? Yes. Has she written so many freaking amazing books which I haven't read? And she has written a thriller, and I love thrillers. Yes. Did I love this book? Oh, freaking yes. I love how playful she was. Also love the fact that she went in deep into mental illness. Not mental illness. No. I refuse that wordplay. Mental illness. I really enjoyed the chapter, because this book is divided into 3 books, if I remember correctly. Rebellion. Let me just confirm before I go blabbering. Yes, rebellion, freedom, and the war. The war is dark. It talks about suicide, it talks about depression, it talks about illness. I think I really loved and appreciated the fact that she was candid about this phase of her life, because most poets write from experience. Sometimes it's about wishes and desires. This also applies to me, but it's usually from experience, and that part was just profound. Now more than ever, people are really talking about depression, their mental illness, their thoughts of suicide, and I really appreciate that. When people talk about these things, you realize maybe you have in the past you have gone through this, or currently you're going through this. You realize that is normal, that is part of life, and I think that is what really made me appreciate and love this book. I love her wordplay. I love the illustrations. I love the quality of the book. Is it worth the hype? The packaging and the content say yes. So yeah, it is worth the freaking hype. I almost I almost added before the next song by Mafupo Clement Chihota, but this is a Zimbabwean book and we are here talking about Kenya, so you get your turn. You get your turn. We shall not forget about the dance of the Jacaranda. No! The Dance of the Monkeys. Pardon me, The Dance of the Monkeys by Shipo. I do not own the copy, so I don't remember. I know, yes, I'm shamed. But I frankly enjoyed this book. This is a book purely solely for entertainment. I love the fact that she mentioned things that relates to Kenya. When we used to live near the CBD, we used to live near the University of Nairobi hostels, and some of the book is set there. So that felt like, you know, read books and they feel like home. Yes, it's a mystery book. It follows a certain PI who reminds me of Kenzie Milhon of the Sue Grafton series, ABC. Is it ABC? I don't know the name of the series and I collect the books, but yeah. So I enjoyed the mystery part. I enjoyed the banter. I enjoyed the drama that is exactly to the T that goes on in Kenya. There was a mix of religion exactly to the T. That is why I felt like this book felt like home. Yeah, there might be a bit grammatical issues, but that did take away from my experience. So is the book worth the hype? Yes. That being said, you know, kids, you know, they're also amazing. Kenyan authors who write for the kids. The first book is Life's Magical Formulas by Zoya. This is a book that incorporates a bit of tourism and life lessons that you want your kids to have while they grow up. These are kids, their mind is still impressionable. So the author went ahead and used the big five, our animals, you know. Lion. This is a cheetah. Those ones with spots. Cheetah, the rhinoceros, the buffalo, the elephant. Each animal was personified and each had a lesson to teach to the children. It was quite inspirational, if I'm not being biased, because I felt like not only children can get something from this lesson, but also adults, because as we go along through life, we become jaded. We forget simple things as saying thank you, simple things as not giving up, simple thing as believing in yourself. So yeah, I really enjoyed being reminded about those small elements about life, small but impactful. And I feel that this is a book that our kids, your kids, would really benefit from. Is it worth the hype? Oh, freaking yes. The last but not least book, because I was a kid who was really bullied about quite a number of things. Either I was too black, either I was too tall, either I was too thin. I felt out of place. Kids in those primary formative years can be really brutal, and that can affect someone very deeply. From then on, I had quite a number of body issues because of this. I felt I was not pretty. At some point, I even wanted to bleach myself. So when someone went ahead and wrote a book about our skin, about how we are sun-kissed, it just made an impact in my life, because kids need to know that you're beautiful no matter the color of your skin. You are beautiful, you are worthy, you are enough, you are enough, you are enough. And her book is Sulwe by Lupita Nyong'o. She also experienced a bit of this, and not only prejudice from a different race, prejudice from our own people. Somebody as dark as me, imagine, or somebody light skinned than me. I think that thing really breaks my heart, honestly, because come on, we are both Africans, so why the colorism? As in, colonization did quite a number of us, you know. But I love this book. The packaging. The packaging is beautiful, beautiful. Omera. Is this worth the hype because of this? Oh yes. Is the content deep and rich and something that will leave a deep impact on your child? Oh yes, because from the word go, they need to be told that they are enough, that they are beautiful. That, you know, Sulwe felt beautiful inside and out finally, after going through phases where her friends, her fellow schoolmates were like, "You're too dark. We don't want to play with you. Imagine. You're beautiful, you know. You're beautiful. You know, you see, the star explained, we need them both on the sunniest day and the darkest night, and every shade in between. Together they make the world we know light and dark, strong and beautiful." What? When you are darkest is when you are most beautiful. It's when you're most you. You know? I'm not saying light-skinned people are not beautiful. They're also beautiful. Sulwe means star, you know, brightness. She was dark skin, but she was also beautiful. I had fun making this. This felt like a book roast. A positive book roast. Maybe I'm biased. I stand to be corrected. But those are my thoughts and my feelings. Those are my experiences while reading these books. Are they worth the hype for me? Oh yes. Will I show books that are not worth the hype? I don't know. I don't need some negative energy here. So if any of the books that I've mentioned are worth the hype to you or not, I would love to listen. I am open enough to want to listen, you know. And if there's any other book out there, Kenyan authored, that is worth the hype, that I need to pay attention to, please drop it on the comment section below. I hope you had fun as I had. I hope I get to see you next time, and I hope you get to read more books that will give you more pleasure, to take off the pressure of life. Until next time, bye.